When you start your spiritual journey, your light attracts attention. But listen, not all attention that you're going to get from this new light is going to be good. And so that's why we're talking about today how to protect your energy. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Zokai, the modern day priestess. So let's get into it if we're going to get to it, right? So I remember I had a friend who, every time I spoke with her, no matter what we were speaking about, I would get off that phone call and I would need to go take a nap. I would be exhausted. And she usually was doing most of the talking. So I couldn't figure out, like, why do I feel like this every time I speak to this girl? And so once I started my spiritual journey, it came to me like she is somebody who sucks all of my energy, right? So there are some people who, and not intentionally, we've heard of energy vampires, and yeah, they're very real. But some people, they're just so low vibrational that when they see your light, they latch on and they want to suck all of the energy out of you, for lack of a better word. I tried to make it sound cute, but I couldn't because that's what's happening. Or if you've ever been in a large group, maybe at a concert or a conference or something like that, or even a get together and there's a lot of people around and you start to feel really tired, or when you leave, you are way more exhausted than you should be. Those are some of the signs and symptoms that your energy is being depleted, and you want to be careful about what environment you're in and who you're around when you're feeling like that. This matters because your energy is your currency. And so what that means is most of us come to spirituality because we are in need of something, right? Whether it's a breakthrough financially in our love life, advancement, healing, um, whatever it is. We're trying to create a different circumstance for ourselves, right? And so we need our energy to manifest. You need energy, good, clean energy to manifest, to meditate so you can even hear the messages, to do the actual spiritual work if you are going to be doing that. You need your energy to create. If you are a new business owner, you cannot be tired with because of other people when you're trying to create your business, when you're trying to create and birth the thing that you were here to put on earth to do, when you're trying to heal yourself. That takes an enormous amount of energy. And usually, if you're trying to heal yourself physically, we'll go with physical healing. If you're doing that, you're already probably in a state where you're already feeling lethargic, or it's hard for you to muster up a lot of energy. So you can't risk other outside forces taking your currency away, right? So start thinking about energy as your currency, because it really is, right? And that might be a little foreign, especially if you're just starting out. But just think about that. Energy is my currency. Energy is my currency. And let that really get down and start to grow inside of you. So the first gate of protection, and this is just basic, real basic level things, right? You want to make sure that you're grounded and doing some grounding activities. And that could look like bare feet on the earth and you really visualizing that energy coming in from the top and going all the way through, down through the earth into like roots from a tree, and then coming back in and making sure that you feel safe and you feel secure and you're not all over the place. A lot of us, we're all over the place, especially when we first come into spirituality. It's like, oh, this is over here and that's over here. Oh, and then what are they talking about over here? Well, let me try this, but then I could do that. That leaves openings for lower level energy and entities and frequencies to enter and start really messing up some stuff, right? Another thing you want to make sure that you're doing is keeping on top of your spiritual hygiene. So your cleansings, very, very important. Easy things like spiritual baths, salt, Florida water, intention. Real easy. Salt, coconut water, white flowers. Keep it simple because the most important thing about this is putting your intention into it. So you praying over it, or if you don't like the word pray, um, use your intention. Focus that energy and put it into the bath and speak over it. Actually, let your breath touch the bath. What you know, um, something easy that you can do. I tell everybody this. I told all my ladies in my first mentorship class this because this is gold for me in particular, especially if you're out and about and people, you may have to shake hands or just exchange a lot of exchanges with people. You can take your Florida water. If you can make your own, that's excellent. If not, don't feel bad about going to buy it because I saw recently where everybody is like going crazy and attacking us people buying this damn cologne in the store. Like it's not really that big of a deal because it's all about your intention anyway. So I just wanted to put that out there because it really annoyed me when I was reading all the comments. Like, are y'all okay? Like, damn, we can't do nothing. We can't have nothing. So, anywho, you're gonna take the Florida water and you can pour it into your hand sanitizer. And so when you are leaving the store, grocery stores, because I don't know about y'all, but do y'all ever have people like just coming up to you saying stuff to you at the grocery store? Like, A, I know I do not look like I work here. And B, I'm trying to get my purchases before my ADD kicks in. And then I start putting in stuff that I didn't come in here for, right? But I do get a lot of people because again, the light, they see the light and they're attracted to the light. So it's all good, right? So when I leave grocery stores, when I leave places where people have been shaking my hand for whatever reason, um, this is good. So like keeping a car, keeping your purse. You can get a smaller bottle. Of course, you don't have to walk around with this gigantic bottle. I'm in my office. And then when you put some in your hands, you're sanitizing your hands physically, and then you're just giving yourself a quick refresh, a quick pick me up, right? With the Florida water. Quick little cute cleaning. I love that. You can think about doing some sound cleansing. That's really helpful because sound operates on vibration and frequency. So does your energy. So having a sound clearing, that's always really good. If you do an energy reset, that's excellent. So people like myself who do Reiki and energy cleansing and alignment, that's also great to do and to learn, which I'm going to have a class coming soon so you can do these things for yourself. Shielding, real easy for you to do, especially for my empaths out there. You people who feel everything and everybody's emotions, everybody's everything that's going on. You're feeling that, you're taking it on. You don't even know why you're feeling away. You want to shield yourself before you leave your safe domain, right? And so to do that, you can just visualize a white light armor just surrounding you. You can think of it in whatever ways make you feel like you're being shielded. You can do a bubble. You can do um, an arc. You can do an actual like gateway or like a clear box. Whatever, however your imagination leads you, that's something that you can do really easy, really good. You want to wear protective stones. So your obsidians, your amethyst, your clear quartz, those that type of vibe. And you can look it up. It's so much information about crystals and stones that's for protection. Carry it in your pocket, carry it in your bra, which my grandma calls your first pocketbook. Carry it in your bra, in your purse. I like to keep it on my body, so you might want to do like, some jewelry, bracelets, something like that. And then they just kind of help keep you shielded and protected. And then you want to speak your boundaries out loud. If you've seen any other videos, I speak about no being a complete sentence and it's the best boundary that you can have. So whatever those boundaries are, for me with the friend, I had to tell her like, listen, girl, I cannot talk to you every day because This is a lot. You don't even have to give nobody a reason. I just did because we have been friends for forever and I needed her to understand like it's a lot and you're talking about negative stuff. It was just all negative. It was just a lot of things wrong. So she got an explanation. But what I'm telling you is you don't necessarily have to give an explanation. Just speak that boundary out loud and make sure that everybody's clear. You're clear. The other party is clear. And what the consequence is for crossing the boundary, right? Because there has to be some type of consequence for doing that. Some common mistakes is that thinking that protection is overkill or that you're already. There's no such thing as overkill when it comes to protection. Are you kidding me? Um, Spiritually and energetically, I'm speaking. There may be, um, some things that you don't have to do. Like you don't have to do all 20 things at the same time. You can rotate, you can alternate, and do it that way. Uh, what else? Protection is a foundation. When you're just beginning on your journey, protection is a solid foundation that you want to get in routine of doing. Just like you wake up and you have your cleansing rituals of brushing your teeth, bathing, I hope, add protection to that list. If you have some oil that you put on weekly when you're cleaning your home, you want to make sure that the very next step is protecting your home. So it lays a solid foundation and it really eliminates a lot of unwanted and unnecessary attacks coming in. And I'm not trying to instill fear. It's just the reality that we live in. It's sucky people in the world. There's weird entities out here. And once that light go on, baby, it's on and they are coming. So we want to make sure that we have a nice solid foundation of cleansing and protection, especially for your home, for your children, for yourself, for your cars, for your money, for your business, for it all. Because do we have everything we need inside of us? Absolutely. But what that means is pulling what's on the inside, on the outside, because we do live in the 3D world, right? We do live in this physical realm. So we need to take from the spirit realm and pull it down to where we are so that we can be protected on the level that we're on. This is my stress gummy. I forgot to take it this morning, but I saw it laying right here. Yeah, I know I'm random. But anyway, um, I want you to think about protection as another form of self love and self care because it is. You protect what you love, right? If you're a mother or a father, if you're a parent, period, you know, if you're a good one, that there is nothing you won't do to keep those kids safe. There is no limit, no boundary to how far you will go to make sure that those things are protected. We get insurance on our phones, on our lives, on the people's lives around us, on different expensive things in our homes, on our jewelry, So this protection is your insurance policy in the spirit realm and energetically. So it's not paranoia. We're not like, oh my gosh, somebody's doing something, or oh no, this is going to happen if I don't do this. That's not the energy we're coming in. We're showing ourselves that we love ourselves and we love the life that we have created and that we are creating. And we want to protect it and we want to make sure that everything is good. Because this is the thing, like people only protect after something has happened to them, after the damage is done. You have a flood. Now you want to go get flood insurance. Well, you knew your ass lived by the river that be flooding every time it rains. Why did you just wait until your house flooded to get the flood insurance, right? Don't do that. The damage already is done. So, what if you can spot the signs before things start to spiral? And that's what I'm going to be showing you in the next video, how to recognize that subtle fingerprint of some spiritual attack so you can stop it before it even starts. So, thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next time.